Hi, I'm Norm Stockton. Welcome to my home studio here in Orange County, California. I am here today with the Gallien-Krueger 115 MBP powered enclosure. Very versatile, works in any size venue, and adds functionality to GK's very popular MB series of combos and heads. You know, it wasn't too many years ago that any sort of a combo amp that could keep up with a drum kit was a huge and heavy animal. And it really sort of detracted from the whole value of having a combo amp in terms of portability. So Gallien-Krueger essentially invented the portable high-powered combo amp. And the MBP series is really a huge step forward in terms of that whole thing. Check it out. And I've been mentioning this a couple times because I think it's, I was actually not really getting it at first. And, the folks at Gallien-Krueger were saying, you really should check out this technology. I think it's really powerful. And once I tried it for a rehearsal, I was doing a rehearsal actually with the Bobby Kimball Band, the guy who used to sing with Toto. And that's a high volume situation. Everything's loud. And the MBs were totally, and the MBs and the MBPs were totally keeping up with that. And I was like, I get it. So as you can see today, I'm running an MB combo right now. This is the MB 115, which is a 200 watt amp with a 15 and a horn. There's a separate video clip for this, by the way. I've got to turn around right now so you can see how it plugs in, obviously. But I'm connected from the chain out of this using a standard mic cable, XLR cable, and going into the chain in of the MBP powered enclosure. What that allows me to do is control both amps with just the front panel or the control panel of the MB combo. All of your EQ, all of your volume settings, anything you change here will affect both cabs. This creates a combo on steroids. If you have a typical combo amp that has the capability of plugging in an extension speaker, you are never getting the full output power of that combo amp unless that extension speaker is plugged in, right? Because of the whole issue of impedance, and you need to plug in the extension cabinet so you're dropping the impedance level down and you can run the full power. Well, the MB series from GK is different in that the 200 watts in this MB 115 is allocated exclusively to the 115 and the horn in this box. Plugging in the MBP powered enclosure results in an additional 200 watts in this box that's allocated just to these speakers. So the 115 and the horn in this box. So when you combine these two together, you've got a 400 watt 215 rig with two horns. It gets better than that though, because up to 3 MBP powered enclosures can be linked together, and you can mix and match anything from the whole MBP series. They're all compatible. So there's the 112 MBP, there's the 115 MBP, which are both 200 watt amps. And then there's the 212 MBP and the 410 MBP, which are both 500 watt boxes with Neo drivers. Designed and built in the US, pretty slamming stuff. In terms of the rear panel for the MBP, you've got your power button, you have your AC input, and then you have your chain in and chain out. It's pretty straightforward stuff. With the standard XLR cable, you go from the chain out of your MB combo into the chain in of the MBP, and then you can, if you want to run additional MBPs, then you can plug an XLR cable from the chain out to the chain in, and so on and so forth. Additionally, what's awesome is that if you have an MB head with one of those line out, chain out jacks, you can plug a TRS cable. It's a TRS on one end and an XLR on the other. And even if that MB head is already running 2 additional cabinets, so in other words, it's at the lowest impedance load, it's running full rated power, right? And so theoretically it's maxed out. Well, you can run out of that line out, chain out and plug into an MBP powered extension cabinet and still run up to 3 additional cabinets. So you can see how you have all sorts of different options. Really you want to just kind of get the MB combo that's going to be best suited for most of your needs. If most of the time you're not playing with a live drum kit or you're not doing big loud outdoor gigs, then maybe you could do the MB 115 or MB 112 or something like that. And then when you have the larger gigs, cranking drummers showing up this time, then you can plug in your MVP extension cabinets, up to 3 additional ones, and be dialed in. It's pretty awesome. Another thing that's really cool is that GK's thought through the whole thing of compatibility between these MVPs. And so if you're plugged into an MB combo and you have the volume halfway up, whether you're plugged into a 112 or 115 MVP, which are both 200 watt amps, or the 212 or 410 MVP, which are 500 watt amps, halfway up is halfway up for both boxes. So they've really thought through the whole compatibility thing. It's pretty awesome. Last feature on the 115 MVP is that horn on off, which allows independent control for both the horns on the MB combo versus the MVP. 37 pounds, great portability, some serious punch and headroom, and I am a big fan of the 115 with the horn configuration. It really gives you some flexibility. These cabinets are super versatile and very well designed, but legendary tone, punch, value, convenience, it's all here. I always encourage people not to just take my word for it, though. Definitely go check out a GK dealer and check out the 115 MVP or any of the MVP powered enclosures. They're slamming. You can also go to Gallien.com for further information. But this is the Gallien-Krueger 115 MVP powered extension cabinet. Go check it out. I'm Norm Stockton. God bless you. I hope to see you on the road.